Hi, I'm John Bax.
And I'm Matt Bax, here at Bax Stables in Campbellville.
5 years ago, we had an opportunity to buy Glengate Farms, and at the time we lived in Peterborough, and I was getting awful tired of driving 4 hours when the program got stopped in 2012. So yeah, it just kind of fell that way, and we were able to make a deal with Jim Bullock, and I think it turned out well. It's a 5-minute drive to the racetrack now, so we have a little more time.
I don't know how my dad did it all those years, you know, driving up to Mohawk and all the hours on the road, because that takes a lot of time away from your family. So that is a big benefit for me. I got the 2 young kids that are 3 and 5, so you know, only trucking 5 minutes to the track gives me that much more time. In this lockdown, you know, I really realize what you have versus a lot of other people in whatever job they have. Maybe they don't have a backyard in the city. You know, their kids don't get to run around, and the kids are they're free range on the farm and have fun doing whatever they're doing, and yeah, it's great that they can be raised that way.
I wouldn't be doing this now if Matt didn't want to be involved. You know, it just gets to you after a while, or wears you down. And I'm getting to the age now where I'm better at directing, and then he does the doing. So you know, it works very well.
Yeah, I feel that the partnership works really well, and you know, every time I think that, you know, I've seen it all. He always has one more experience from way back in the past, and you know, together we work on, you know, each horse, and we sit down and talk about each one. And you probably don't get that with a lot of people where, well, you know, 15, 20 years ago I had a horse that did this that way as well, and then maybe I come at it from a different angle, and I think it's very beneficial for the horses. Every year there's a new story or something different than you've done with the horses, but you know, he definitely has his philosophies and core beliefs that you carry with you, and you know, every year you're reminded why, you know, seeing with a different horse, you're reminded why that is the way it is, or that you see it work out with a good horse every year.
No, we had pacers at you know, starting out. We had both, and actually, likely the first good horse I ever trained was a pacer called Classy Cathy. She was a storm damage filly that my father-in-law owned, and she ended up having the track record for a little while at Kawartha Downs. But no, we had during the 80s, I had a fair number of pacers, and but we started gravitating towards trotters because we actually had more success with trotters. And you know, I liked the, you know, at the time we liked the challenge of getting trotters to go. We thought it was, you know, and I think it is a harder horse to gate and so forth. So yeah, so it eventually, I'd say by the end of the 90s, I didn't have any pacers left. So glad we did it that way.
And you don't have to put hobbles on every day. Yeah, you definitely see those good ones, and you know, traveled the 1 year overseas with Define the World to the Elite Lop, and you know, I was there for the whole process of you know, Stubborn Belle and Riveting Rosie, and from getting them as a yearling and training them down, and then they become that superstar. Now I look back on it and you're like, wow, you know, you didn't really know that's what you had here. You were going around with this, just thought it was every day going with these good horses, so you get spoiled a little bit. But yeah, when you don't have one for a while, yeah, you want to get back there, that's for sure.
Side Good Times hanging on for dear life with Corncob Conk. Good Times wins the Maple Leaf Trot.
Well, as I've said, you know, he made $100,000 a year for 9 years in a row, and at a time when you know, we were you know, not struggling and trying to get established. And so You know, he was the one that got us going, really. And you know, the only negative part was you're so busy doing it that you don't get the time to enjoy it. And you know, likely the first million that he made, you know, it just happened, and it was a blur, and he just got up the next day and did whatever he had to do. And the second million, maybe you had to, you know, you got a little more enjoyment out of it. But you know, he's everything to where, you know, for my career, and you know, he couldn't have been a greater blessing to our family, really.